So I wanted to make a portfolio website that could be used by design engineers, UI UX designers, or front-end engineers, or some other people, but I didn't want it to be too simple, even though I wanted to keep it simple, but I wanted to have a bit of unique subtle animation for the project sections, because that is the core of any portfolio website when you showcase all the different projects. So while looking for inspirations, I came across this site which is listed in the Awwwards website, and I really liked it, and I wanted to, kind of have this effect. First, let me just show you what this has. So I'll also add the link to the website in the description as well, so you guys can go and check it out. So when I start scrolling, you can see that the color of the heading sort of starts changing. It also, kind of like a parallax sort of moves down, and then we have this cool review for the different images. So the image sort of initially appear to be kind of, flattened or in a sleeping position, and then they sort of rise up or stand. The same happens for the other sections as well. So this looked really nice, and I thought, why not we make something similar? So I came up with something similar. So this is the portfolio site. This is the intro section when you can add content about yourself. So I try to keep it pretty simple. So once you start scrolling, you see this section when the color basically as you scroll changes, and then the project also sort of reveal from sleeping to stand up or a rising up position. So this is what we're going to be building in this video. The source code as well as the live link is in the description, so you guys can go and check it out. Now before I start, none of the images that I've used in the project are mine. I've just used Pinterest images for the tutorial purpose, so kudos to the original creators. So yeah, without delay, let's get started and let's learn to build this. So here I'm in my browser, and as you can see, I am rendering my index.html file, and this is the intro section with some heading and then subtext as well as the scroll indicator. And then once you start scrolling, you can see that we have already added the smooth scrolling, so I've added Lenis. And now when I scroll down, we can see that we have a section. So we have the title, the subheading, and then the 5 different images. Now all the images that I've used in this project are not mine. I've picked these from Pinterest, so kudos to the real creators. And then when you scroll down, you have the end section. So I have already laid out the foundation for the HTML as well as CSS. So the basic stuff is already in there because those are pretty standard. So making a structure like this shouldn't be that difficult. We just have everything, clubbed together using Flex. And then if you look at the core image or the image wrap, which has the cards wrap, which has the card stage with all the different cards as an article, and then within that we have all the different images. The important thing to keep in mind is that you need to add the property of transform style preserve 3D, and then you need to add a perspective. So we're going to be modifying the card so the parent needs to have a perspective. So the parent, which is the card stage, has a perspective of 1560. This is kind of like similar to the inspired sites, and the perspective origin is this. So you need these properties, and that's pretty much that you need, and then rest up you can style it as you want. So even if you don't add in your CSS, you'll have to probably add it in the script tag in the GSAP when you add, which I'm going to be showing you in a bit. So yeah, this is the basic structure of the entire portfolio kind of site. And then here I'm going to be pasting in the 2 more sections. So we have 2 more sections added here. So as you can see, we have the websites and landing pages, the brand identity, and then product UI. So we have got 3 sections in here added. Now In our script tag, we already have Lenis added, which I've just copied from the original documentation page. You can just go and paste. What essentially it does is it basically links the scroll trigger as well as GSAP, and then as you scroll, it basically fires off a function, and then you get the smooth user experience. So that's the high level of the entire project that we have. If you guys want an in-depth, even the HTML and CSS, do comment down. But I think I've done so many videos, making the layouts like how we currently have. So these stuff should be very easy. And yeah, so the next thing that we want to do is here in the script tag, we'll first add a few variables. The first is the word pink and then word dark, which basically means initially when you scroll down, the headings are initially pink sort of in color, and then as you scroll the section, the heading sort of moves down, and then the color also changed from pink to dark. And then we have the card start. I mean, this is an array of object which has a bunch of rotate values as well as y values for the 5 different cards for each of the individual section. So as you can see, the middle one is more flattened compared to the other ones. So if you look at the ones that will be right next to the middle one, which is the left one, which is this one, and then this will be the right one, and then the very most left or the corner images will have these values. So yeah, so we're going to be mapping through and then placing these as the transform values to each of the individual images, just so that we can later on transform back to rotate 0 and then have the reveal kind of smooth standing up animation. Now what we do is, since we have a bunch of different sections, each section has the stand class. If I were to show you, so each section has this class of stand. So we grab it and then we run a for each. So for each of the individual sections that we have, what we do is we first grab all the different cards. We also grab the parent, the cards wrap. We also grab the copy text. Now the heading and everything that we see is inside of this stand copy div. So this holds the h2 as well as the p tag, which is essentially this. So this is inside of the stand copy. So we grab that. And then what we do is, for all the different words inside of this heading, start heading, which is the h2. So the h2 essentially is the heading. So what we do is, since we're going to be needing all the different words just so that we can animate the colors, so what we do is we use the GSAP SplitText. We grab onto the element and then create words. Here you can type in words, letters, whatever, or maybe like characters, and then we specifically add the word class to it, and then we're going to be grabbing onto it and then styling it. So this is what we need to do for each of the individual sections. Next up, we have the cards, and we run another for each of the individual cards. Now, as I've already said before, that we're going to be mapping through this and then or looping through each of the individual objects and then placing these as the styles for each of the individual cards. So this is what we're going to be doing. So we loop through all the different cards. We have 5 different cards, and we use GSAP set. So based off the index, whatever is the index, that will be the style assigned to that particular card. So in case if this is the starting one, so the starting one would have index 0. So this would have the style of the very first one, which is this one. Then the last one, which is the 5th one, would have index of 4, would have this style. So that way we add the card, we add set to the card. We also add transform origin as 50% and 100%. We also add a transform perspective in case if you didn't add in the CSS, you can just add it in here. And then we add some styling to the copy. So initially the copy text is a bit upwards and then slowly moves down. and then settles. So we have copy y as -10. The cards wrap also needs to have a bit of margin, so margin top is 2.5 rem. And then the words initially start off as pink, so we have the color set as pink. And then we start a GSAP timeline. Now the GSAP timeline triggers with the scroll trigger, so we need the scroll trigger in there. The trigger for that would be each of the individual sections. And then when does it trigger? When the top of the section hits 40% of the viewport or the browser screen height. And then when does it end? When the top of the section reaches 0, basically the 0% height. At the very top of the browser, that's basically what is the 0%. And then scrub1 basically means that animate as we scroll. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now to this timeline, we add the different frames or the different animation sequence. Basically, the first sequence would be to have the cards from sleeping position sort of to stand up. So we have rotate X, rotate Y, as well as Y, everything back to normal, which is 0. Ease as power 1 in out. The duration of this entire animation would be 1 seconds. And then when do you want the next animation to start? Just start right after this 2 timeline ends. So we have 0 specified here. The next is to have the copy back to its original place, which is Y0. So we add that. And then the words, so all the different colors that we see, from pink to the dark color that we see. So we change it color to word dark. Each of the word has a bit of stagger. So we have stagger of 0.2. And then the next animation would start after 0.1 second after this 2 timeline sequence ends. So with that, when I save, and as you can see, when I scroll up, we can see the animation. Let's refresh and let's run it again. So when I start scrolling, you can see we have the pink color. You scroll more, it starts to change, as well as the image sort of from the sleeping position, they start to, rise up. The color also becomes totally blackish or dark. Same happens for the second section as well as for the third section. So when you move in a regular speed, this looks something like this. So that's it for this video. I wanted to keep the video a bit shorter, and also since I've been really busy since a few days, I'd say a few weeks, so you might have seen me not uploading Next.js content because those take in more time. So yeah, that's it for this video. The source code as well as the live link is in the description, so you guys can go and check it out. Keep in mind that this is not responsive, so if you are planning on using it for your own portfolio, make sure you make it responsive. Making it responsive shouldn't be that difficult. You just need to throw in some media queries and some resizing of the cards container, and should be good. So yeah, this is it for this video. I'll meet you guys in the next. Till then, bye bye, take care, and peace.